Hello, I'm Joey BKW, and you're welcome to another exciting episode of Relationship Explications. Today, on this amazing show, we'll be talking about emotional accountability in women. As women, God gave us a very spectacular strength, which is emotional strength. And for every strength, the flip side is the weakness. And today we're going to be talking about balancing that emotional challenge, emotional weakness as a woman. I want you to keep watching because this is going to be very, very insightful. Keep watching.
No matter how the years go by, I kept loving you. And even as the years roll by, baby,
Hello, welcome back. Yes, today we'll be talking about emotional accountability in women. As women, like I said, God gave us a very unique strength that is not common. A woman, a young lady can match a guy who is over 10 years older than her emotionally, which means we can marry people who are even old enough to be our fathers and have amazing relationship with them. Isn't that interesting? Yes, because we see it in our society all the time. You see this young girl and this old man, they are married and they're doing so well. People wonder like, the age difference. It doesn't really affect anything because the woman matches the man emotionally at that level. Age does not come when it comes to that. So we're going to be talking about managing this amazing strength that God has given to us and being more accountable with our emotions. One thing I find with us as women, this strength that we have has also been a major pitfall in most women because we don't also know how to manage it when it comes to the weaknesses that the strength have. It makes us very gullible. It makes us very easy to be used because when we don't manage it, those are the things that happen. So I'm not going to be calling all the number one, number two, and all that. I'm just going to be talking straight to us as women. The first thing you need to tell yourself for emotional accountability is to sit yourself down and tell yourself the truth. That okay, I don't manage my emotions well. My emotions have me. I don't have them under control. I don't have them under subjection. I don't determine how my emotions go. Sometimes they run really wild and do things that at the end of the day, when I go back and look at the things I did because I was emotional at the time, I regret it. I don't like it. Some of the words I said out of the hurt or the pain or the emotion or joy or happiness, whatever I felt at that time, because emotions are not just pains. They are also out of excitement, joy, and all that. So these are all emotions. Sometimes you can be so excited, so happy, and you say some things that you were not supposed to say. It was supposed to be a secret, but you excitedly said it to someone, and now you're in trouble. So both excitement and when I'm in pain, I don't know how to manage my emotions. It gets a hold of me because I don't have it under subjection. I don't have it under control. Now, how do we do this? Like I said, number one, sit down and tell yourself the truth about your emotions. I had to go through this evaluation in 2016. Still going through it. It doesn't end. As long as we live in this life, we'll always check our lives, reevaluate it, check our feelings, check our insecurity, check our doubt, check all those things that keep us down and say, okay, why is that so? So, and even check our victories and our successes, if some of them are just a fluke or really we were deliberate and it happened deliberately because we applied ourselves. So you always need to really evaluate your life, keep it down and look at it and look at the things that should be worked on, look at the things that should be improved upon, and look at the things that you have improved so far and celebrate the victories. So now talking about emotional strength, there's something we do as women. I'm going to say this because I used to do it a lot. I didn't used to take responsibility for my actions before. And it was out of insecurity, out of my ego, always gets in the way. Instead of me to say, oh, I was wrong, I immediately go into being defensive. And I have a unique strength as a person. Personally, I am a very sincere person. But because of that challenge that I had at the time, and I'm a good I'm a good argumentator. I can have conversations and explain myself and talk about perspective. So at that point in my marriage, when I do something wrong and my husband maybe reacts to it, because right now I'm doing this video and I'm really talking to you watching me right now, because I'm not thinking about the other person. It's not about what they reacted to. It's about what you did or what you reacted to. Someone said something that had stayed with me for a while now. It said between stimulus and action, there is a space in between. And that's where your personal power is. Between what was done to you and how you respond, there is a space. You can either respond or react. But if you respond, it's because you took advantage of that space to process what you should do. And then you will respond wisely. Respond is not a reaction. Respond means you are responsible. You took your time to process it and you responded wisely. But if you react, like somebody slap you and you slap the person back and they're like, why did you do that? You said, did you not see that he slapped me? You reacted. You could have chosen to say, I'm not going to be like you, and walk out of the place. I'm not going to react this way. I'm not going to respond this way. I'm not going to be this because of what you did. So I wasn't taking responsibility of my actions then. Rather, because of my ego, I would say, I know, I agree. And see, I'm saying this because most of us will do this thing. So watch it. Every time somebody say, yes, I agree that what I did was wrong. But were you supposed to now say that or do that? This person is a proud person. This person is proud, insecure, not taking responsibility for their actions, not emotionally accountable. Every time, and we do it as women a lot. We manipulate with our emotions. Sometimes some people just start crying. Well, that's very hard for me. I don't know how to cry. But some people just start crying so that the matter will end. They will just go to another extreme. And I'm saying this because I'm a woman. I've also dealt with women who were talking about this thing. And I expect certain level of objectivity to the subject. And you go and just start crying so that we will not talk about it. And when you try to say, no, please, let's talk about it, you look like you are very insensitive. And for most of us women, we go, oh, no, you calm down now. Why are you doing like this? I'm not a very regular woman. I don't know. I've tried. I've tried to, because there are two personality types, and I tend to act in one side, like, okay, there are two personalities, and there's the aggressive personality and there's the agreeable personality. And when we talk about temperament, the sanguine and the choleric, they fall into the aggressive type, while the Fred and the male fall into the agreeable type. Though all these are just theoretically proven, because yes, we come with all those, some of us are giving birth to with those things. But also, when I met leadership, when I started growing and developing my leadership capacity, I tried to be very objective with me first. I have apologized to people that I shouldn't be I wasn't wrong. But because of the relationship, because of the fact that I want us to get past here and have a smooth transition and move forward, I apologize. Not because what I did was wrong. I had to take that responsibility. Now, that is another level. But for us as women, when you offend your husband, because I said something one time in one of my videos that when I see women that are being beaten, I see why. I know that we always say that, no, don't excuse a man by saying that I was wrong, that was why he beat me. But the truth is that, what did you do? You should be asking that. Men don't talk. They don't. But the truth is that many of them so far abuse more than you can ever think or imagine. Somebody said that I don't always speak for men. I'm saying that, ladies, let's sit up. I'm not on any side. I'm not on whether men's side. I don't have any side. But I'm called into a ministry to empower ladies, to educate ladies, to teach them the way to be as a woman, to grow into a certain level of maturity and full capacity of all that they can be. So when I talk most of the time, it will look like I'm addressing women more, and that is because of my inherent ministry. So I'm saying that every time you find yourself in a situation, you and your husband, you have issues, and you saw that it was because he was talking to you, you walked out on him. That was what got him angry. You should be able to say that, I'm sorry, that was very foolish. What I did was not right. I'm not supposed to walk out on you when you were talking to me. It's very wrong and disrespectful. As a woman, you should, until you are able to say that, you are not free. There are many things holding you. You are very insecure. Either you are insecure, you are proud, you are not emotionally accountable. You don't hold yourself to certain standards and say, I will not behave like this. What people do easily get to you. Like when, like a lady, maybe you met this guy and you had a relationship, and you easily allowed him had sex with you, and all of a sudden he's not picking your call, he's not calling you. Sit yourself down and tell yourself the truth. Oh, I caused it. I made it very easy for him. I made it very easy. I thought that it was something serious, and I did this. Own up to what you did, and forgive yourself and move on, and tell yourself the truth. Learn the lesson. I will not do this again. And hold yourself to that standard and be accountable. Don't blame every other person except you, because that's one thing a lot of people do. They blame every other person in this life except themselves. They refuse to see all the things they are doing that is wrong. They refuse to see that, there's how I talk that is not good. There's how I behave that is wrong. There's how I respond to issues. When I get angry, I talk anyhow. When I get angry, I respond a certain way. I did a video here and I said that I used to be a foolish wife. I said it because I'm free from all those things. If you look within you and you tell yourself the truth, there is not anybody who wants to tell you in this life that they used to say you can't shame the shameless, but some people don't know how to really be naked and unashamed and be very sincere with themselves. You just want to prove that you are smart. Sometimes I have listened to some people, sometimes I'm like, oh Lord. They ask you a question, you don't know it. Instead of you to say, please, I don't know this thing, I don't know it. Your pride will not make you say it. You will be sounding intelligent and very academic, but all these things you have been saying so far, you have not answered the question and you have been spilling out jargons. A lot of people are like that because they don't want to look stupid, always protecting themselves, always guiding themselves. There's a line in this movie that Will Smith acted, The Pursuit of Happiness. He said something in an interview that he was sitting. He said that if you ask me a question and I don't know it, I will tell you that I don't know, but I'll find out. That's someone who is committed to their growth, not because they want to be able to answer questions or get it right, but because they are committed to their growth. So being emotionally accountable is because you are, first of all, committed to your development as a woman, committed to your growth as a person. So every time you should be able to sit down and say, we are having this issue, I'm having this issue concurrently. I don't keep a relationship. Why? Why do men always go if they come? My relationships don't work. There's something not right. And in Africa, it's very easy for us to call all the witches and wizards in our village. And we have not looked at our bad character. We're always saying that, hey, they really said it in our house. They used to marry early. No, look at the way your house people behave. Look at the pattern. Look at why it is happening to them like that. Before you see all the witches and wizards and all the demons and all the friends that don't want you to go forward in life, We always blame everybody, everything. I remember then, I used to say that, okay, maybe because my parents didn't have money, maybe because I'm not as educated. I used to blame certain things. Only I sat down and told myself that, man, girl, you're getting it wrong. You're dating the wrong way. This is not how to date. Sat myself down and reevaluated my life and organized it in 3 triangles. I'll talk about that some other time. Arrange your life, structure it, pattern it as a young girl, as a lady, and position yourself where you will meet the right people. A lot of things that once you, and women, really, I used to do that. Like I said, I was very, very emotionally unaccountable because of my pride and my ego and my insecurity. I used to always defend what I was supposed to do. Your husband is saying that, why is this thing here? Okay, it's there because I was going to use it to do something. Take it out, and he responds back and says, take it out of there. Simple. Take it out of there. You say, okay, but can it not be there? What's the big deal of it being there? You're fighting. What are you fighting for? Okay, your husband said that, I did not expect you to talk to me that way. I didn't expect you to respond to me that way. Instead of say, oh, it was very foolish what I did. I shouldn't have responded to you that way. I'm very sorry. It's very disrespectful. No, you go ahead and say, how did I talk? What did I say? No, but even though I said that, you now said this. Is that how you're supposed to respond? And because me, I'm your wife. You see, before you know it, better have started crying. This thing now, they will use emotions and blackmail the man and manipulate him. At the end of the day, okay, he will now be the one to be saying sorry to you because you have cried and your eyes are swollen. And because he doesn't want you to hurt yourself because of this issue, he will start catering to you. There are so many men who are very concerned about their wife's health. And because of that, they don't address major issues. They tolerate them. You should not be tolerated. You shouldn't. Refuse to be the person that is tolerated. It is, God, why should you be the one that everybody is managing? They are trying to avoid you because they know that you used to throw tantrums, you used to flip, you used to behave like this. I used to be like this thing I'm saying. Everything I'm saying, I used to be that. I started my journey in 2016, and it has been, I still sit down every day and evaluate my life. I still do that. I still call myself down and say the way you spoke was wrong. I'm very sincere. I'll tell you, I'm very sorry. It was very foolish. A foolish thing I did. So until you sit down and tell yourself the truth that nobody can tell you, you are not ready to grow emotionally and be accountable. Why the men are living your life is something that you are doing that is not correct. It's no witch or wizard anyway. So you need to know what is the thing that is keeping me where I am, that is limiting me. At workplace, you don't get along with people. People find it difficult to live with you. You should ask yourself why and be emotionally accountable. I hope this video helps you. Or I trust that it will shake something in your paradigm and shift your mindset. I want you to subscribe to this video and keep watching. Thank you so much for following me till the end of this video. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Have an amazing day.
The only one who holds the keys to my heart, and which way he wants me to, I'll go without a fight. I might as well be a fool for you, 'cause ain't no stop to loving you. No matter how